hate puppies.
Good podcast.
Production. I feel threatened. Or insert stew joke. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the PalletHouse. Hope your week is treating you well. If you don't know what you're listening to, it's the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems, which I don't think we've solved a first world problem.
Not since ever.
In a couple of weeks. Oh, we've solved some. We at least touch on them.
Put a dent in a couple, probably.
I'm absolutely certain of
Who
that.
we got back? That was a old voice.
Did you hear that
Yeah,
voice
that
in the
was
distance?
I didn't know if you heard it too.
I did. It's like the ghost of curmudgeon past.
Phoning in
The excused
from a land
absence.
far away.
The excused absences are over.
Yeah, I suppose.
You are back. That's great news. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. No lingering effects from the whatever you had.
No.
Woo. So you had the
I still can't taste or smell.
for
Really?
real.
Yeah.
How is that? That's like my
Super
number one
sucks.
question. It sucks, huh?
Yes, it does.
That is like my number
Does
one.
it make eating hard?
Eating's easy, but it makes you realize that you're not eating for taste as much as you think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. I wouldn't have thought that. I'm like,
I
I'm a
would
fat
think-
bastard because it should taste
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
No.
So
no,
you
no, no.
still crave
I
pizza?
still eat peanut butter sandwiches and shit, even though I can't taste them. It's fucking weird.
That's
What the fuck?
Crazy
I wanna-
psychology.
yeah.
experiment.
I want to dig
Yeah,
into that.
I
That's so
know.
weird because
it's weird.
the age old question, like, oh, if you had to get rid of a sense, I'd be like taste, because then I'd be eating broccoli flour fucking nonstop.
Yeah. Maybe if you were really tiny, it started as a kid, but no, because I know what it tastes like. It's like I know what it
You're
tastes
spreading
like,
that
but
peanut
I can't taste
butter
it.
on the fucking bread, and you're like,
this shit's gonna be money. No joke. Half the time I forget that I can't taste, and I'm like, shit, this would be way better if I could taste it.
are you buying like lesser peanut butter? Like,
No.
I'm getting the store brand shit now.
You know what I can't
I
wait
ain't got
for?
time for that shit.
The deli.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be.
This one's
interesting.
amazing.
Right.
Like, I'm not picking up any of those.
There's no
notes.
flavors, sir.
So, how hard did it hit you?
It didn't hit me hard.
Didn't hit you hard?
No.
You were fine.
Yeah. I had a headache for a couple days, and
Did the whole family have it?
nobody got it but
Just
me.
you.
Oh, good for you.
I
So
lived
you
in the
got
garage
away.
for 10
I was gonna
days.
say, did you straight quarantine pretty hard?
Yeah, 10 whole days in the garage.
Did you go
Nobody
insane?
got it. No, I have a big warm garage.
Well, I
with
know
heat
that,
and,
but like
laptops.
work all
and-
day and just watch TV all night,
Yeah, and I would
tinker
go
around the garage.
They would leave food for me in the other garage, and I would go get it like a fucking hermit.
I kind of see Ely like
Yeah.
thriving in this.
Right.
Yeah, he's like
Scenario.
loving it.
Yeah. I would pee in the sink in the garage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's no different.
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
That happens.
it does.
Wow.
But no,
man.
it was honestly, I had to be out there for 10 days, but after day 3, I felt normal.
Just you mean you physically felt normal?
Yeah, yeah.
Not the
I-
living situation was normal.
I kind of put things in perspective as to whether or not I could go to the gym.
yeah.
Day 1 and 2, I was
No.
not feeling the gym. Like day 3, I remember trying. I was like, I could go. And then day 4, I was like, what, why am I not going to the gym?
Yeah.
Well, you've got the ability to work out in your garage, which probably saved your
Yeah.
ass.
It did, but I like to run, and my treadmill's broken, and it was winter, so I was like, I like going to the gym and running on the treadmill.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But you did all right with it. I mean, no major.
Oh, yeah, no,
there was
no.
out of all the times I talked to you during it, there was only one time that I was like, "Ooh, he doesn't sound great." And it was very early on, like you just didn't sound.
I had chills the first night, and then I just had a headache, and then I was lethargic for like 2 days.
yeah.
But
Yeah. I heard the energy level.
yeah.
Just, it really zaps your energy.
But I've been crushing vitamin D and vitamin C for months. I take it generally, but
Yeah.
when I heard that it helped, I had like doubled my dose for a while. So
Yeah.
I think that may have helped. And they say blood types too. I got a buddy that has my same blood type, and it didn't do shit to him. So I'm starting to wonder if that's something to that.
Yeah, you didn't.
So.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I had both shots, and I know a lot of people that the second shots laid them out. It didn't affect me at all.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm some Adonis, but like,
Yeah.
is it my blood type? Is it? I'm also not one of those worry wart type guys. Like, and you're not
Yeah,
either.
no.
Like, I know people that, a lot of people I know that the second shot hit them hard, they were like, "Oh man, I'm worried about this second shot. I better, and it seemed to hit them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I won't be one of those self-fulfilling prophecies because I'm like, I get flu shots, and I'd say 25% of the time I end up kind of sick from the flu shot. So I'm like, it's in the back of my mind, and I'm like, now how much of this is going to be my own mental when I finally get one, or is it really going to be sick? But my wife never gets sick from that shit, and her second shot, like she came home from work, which never happens, and then she slept forever. But when she woke up, she started drinking. So I was like, hey,
normal.
She made it. But she was rough for about 24 hours there for sure. So, but I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah,
man. I'm
glad you're feeling good.
Are you blood type O?
A positive.
A positive.
I'm A positive.
I heard O was like the one that gets the least.
Really?
That's what I've heard. I don't know.
I don't even know if it makes any fucking sense. I'm just throwing a wild guess out.
Yeah.
Either way, as long as all you did was lose taste and smell, but I'm still shocked.
That's what made me go get a test.
That was the symptom.
Not that you were zapped.
No, I was like, I wasn't really worried about it. But then when I lost it, I was like, not to alarm anyone in the house, but I can't taste this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I should go get a test.
So you were like sitting there at dinner when it happened? Oh, no.
Well, I had been snotty and, but 2 weeks prior I had very similar symptoms, just snotty and headache. And so I just brushed it off as another cold.
Yeah.
And then when the taste and smell went, I was like, yeah, this shit's different. I'd even gotten a test 2 weeks prior, and it was negative. So I was like, it's just the same thing rearing its head up again.
Yeah.
And no.
Damn, dude.
Not at all.
Do you have allergies like to
I
pollen
have
and
never
all that
had,
stuff?
no.
Me either, and that's another weird one. Like, they say that shit can just come on. Like,
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I'm getting them, though,
Yeah.
because I legitimately have been snotty for months now.
Yeah, I out of nowhere a few years ago, I get fall allergies now.
Yeah.
I don't get them in spring, like
weird.
knocks people out, but in the fall, it like clockwork now. The last like 4 years, it just makes me feel horrible, but my energy level's fine, so I'm like, it's allergies.
Seems like such a brutal thing to have when it's like just going outside can knock you down.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful.
And I insist on mowing and
Yeah.
like doing yard work, and like I know I'm going to screw myself up. It's
Yeah.
like this stuff has to get done. Kids aren't old enough yet.
Yeah, good luck getting your girls to cut the grass.
I know. I've got one of them thinking it's cool. The other one sees right through that stuff. She's like, no.
Everybody thinks it's cool till they do it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'll get a dog. I'll clean up the poop.
Yep.
First 2 times, you're gung-ho. And then it's like, just shoot the dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't care.
They don't even want to, like, walk the dog or feed the dog.
They like to walk the dog when it's convenient for them. When the dog's like, please, God, no.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not good timing. What can you do?
Kids.
Well, I'm
That's what they
excited about this deli.
Yeah. We'll see.
Pretty pumped. Maybe tonight will be the night you finally taste something.
No. I just ate dinner.
And what did you order at dinner?
Number 19.
Mexican place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo.
I could taste it.
Yeah.
So do you
I
just
could too in my head. And I was like, it's like I can taste 20% of it. It's weird.
do you order now more on size?
I don't know what that means.
Like I always look at one of the factors I have is
Like
I want it to
quantity
be
of
larger,
food?
yeah, quantity. I want to have more food than less. It's one of the things I always factor into my meal.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
so-
price or for hunger?
No, for hunger. Like if I order something,
Did you say now? Like I've done that my whole life, I feel like.
that's what I'm saying. So now that's kind of what I was getting at. Did that go up in importance when you're weighing what's on the menu?
No.
So
I
you
just get the same shit, and I'm like, oh, legitimately, like, half the time I forget that I can't taste when I'm like, oh, let's go eat something.
What about hot sauce?
I can tell that I can tell that something is spicy or sweet. I just can't taste the details in it.
Okay, so you can add hot sauce to it. You know it's hot, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You couldn't
exactly.
identify which hot sauce.
Right. Absolutely.
That's got to be wild.
It is. It's super weird. Like chocolate just tastes sweet, and I can tell it's chocolate, but I couldn't tell you the difference between a Hershey or a Nestle or whatever
Like
because
a
the
milk
details.
chocolate or
I
dark
can't.
chocolate.
There's no details in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, some of it's gotten back. When I was in mid-COVID, I could put my nose in a Yankee Candle and not smell shit. Like legitimately fucking nothing. I can smell the candles, and so I know that that's back somewhat. But the taste, I mean, my smell's not like I can't tell when Atlas has a shitty diaper right now.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So they're still both gone a good percentage, but
He's
it was-
22?
Yeah.
Why did you change his diaper? What do you mean?
Right.
How would I know? That's probably kind of sweet. You can kind of pawn some stuff off now.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
oh,
not the
shit.
pawn shitty diapers off guy,
No.
Dad. Those are our dads.
He is
and
now.
our dad's dads.
Yeah.
He is now.
That never bothered me.
Me
A
either.
shitty diaper?
Yeah.
Nah, there's a certain point where you just give up. I can remember holding one of my kids and she just threw up all over me. But, like, I didn't flinch. That's when I knew I'd
Yeah.
officially crossed over because I was like, nah, I got to get this kid, like, under control. And I'm just sitting there covered in vomit, not even processing that this is gross. Like, I have a job to do.
I mean, what am I going to, like, do I want my kids sitting around and me being next to them in a shit-filled diaper? Like,
Yeah.
let's just clean it up and move along with our day.
Yeah, I almost feel like
Yeah.
handing shit off.
Well, it's a bitch move.
Yes, that's kind of how I feel. I'm like, because I'm only reason I would be. That's not because I can't do it.
Yeah.
The only reason I'd be handing it off is because I don't wanna, and I want you to do it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's straight bitch move.
But a lot of dads act that
Oh no,
way.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we know guys who've
Yeah.
never changed a diaper.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
legitimately.
mind-blowing to me.
I'm like, how did you pull that off?
Yeah.
Do we look down at them?
Or are we jealous of them?
It's both.
Are they listeners? Because that'll affect my answer.
Yes.
No, it doesn't affect my answer one bit.
No, it doesn't affect mine either. I
No,
say
me either.
it's a little bit of both. I'm like, man, how'd you get so much hand? And then I'm like, why are you such a bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it
I
both
feel the
ways.
exact same way. Like, it's part of your duties, man. Like, get it?
Duty.
No, it's as a dad, that's what you do.
It's what you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if you're not like making the money, like especially if you're not fulfilling like another role, like a traditional role, I guess.
Yeah, like you're making all the money and the mom's staying home all the time.
It's like sometimes you can like look back at traditional roles and go, well, this is how it
There's
is.
still, I never understood that too. Like, there's still a time the mom might go out for drinks with her friend
Yeah,
6
so
months in and
tighten up.
Yeah, what are you gonna
Tighten
do?
up. She can't come home
Yeah.
and find a baby swimming in dookie.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The wife leaves for 2 days. Showers might slip a little bit. You know,
Things
or
slip
baths
because
or whatever.
my level
'Cause
is different.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely. But that's
Yeah.
still very much the case around here.
Right.
If my wife's gone for the weekend, like, it'll be dinner time, and I'll be like, ugh, well, we can't go anywhere. We have to go in because none of us got dressed.
Yeah,
Like, we're all in pajamas today.
exactly.
That's very real. I can't do anything
Slight
about that.
difference in letting your infant sit around in a shitty diaper.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Ely just ripped a fart over there, and I know that he'll never have to deal with that.
No,
Like,
I
he's
did it on purpose.
yeah, like the governor is
Yeah.
off with you. You're like, yeah.
Just a sweet breeze blowing through my whiskers.
Speaking of whiskers, I've got quite the look going
You
on.
do
right
have
now.
quite
I'm
the
feeling,
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty interesting. I've
Have you done Zoom calls with it?
No, I shaved it off after the end of the day
Weak.
today.
You got
And
calls
so
tomorrow?
I didn't, and that's why I did it. And then as soon as I shaved it into this gigantic mustache and this, I don't know if the goatee's staying or not. Right now, I look like Colonel Sanders.
If we're on, I was going to say, if
Yeah.
we're on the Zoom, is our joke selling popcorn or chicken? Like, which one do we go with?
Oh, I hadn't thought about the Redenbacher angle.
Yeah.
No, it's very much more chicken.
Is Spunkmeyer's face on his cookies?
No, did Spunkmeyer have a?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering.
Sounds like a dude.
Yeah.
that
That
had a look
face-
like this.
Brendan's face does look like a Spunkmeyer face.
It does. Yeah.
Less Meyer,
Yeah.
more
Loads
Spunk.
of spunk.
I don't see the Meyer part. You guys better tighten up.
Yeah.
My kids saw it over Marco Polo, and they wanted him to send a video back of him eating fried chicken.
Yeah.
Which I literally did fry up some chicken tonight. So
Of course you did.
see, I was being a good dad. I recognized my wife was like, I got this going on, this going on. I was like,
Knowing you, I would
better
have said that you did it because you looked like Colonel Sanders.
That played a
like
part
to
for
complete,
sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was going to involve oil and
But was the
chicken.
white suit and bolo tie needed?
Yeah.
I always wear a white suit and bolo tie between 5:30 and 6:30. That's just what I wear. Today it finally fits better. Yeah, I've literally
Now it all comes together.
been growing
Yeah.
this mustache since November, but have had the beard to hide it. I've been kind of blending it in during all my Zoom calls. It feels pretty good. I do have one call tomorrow.
Please do it
That'll be interesting. I'm gonna show up
with it.
looking pretty. Oh, I'm keeping this all
Oh,
weekend.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is
Not all rest of the year or anything?
hell no. I'm
No?
not pleased with this.
Why?
This is, I recognize that I look foolish.
Really?
I don't think he looks
I don't
foolish.
either. I don't get it.
I mean, like, there's part of me that loves the mustache, like being big and crazy like this, but I hate having it. It's all up in my teeth, and like, it's quite annoying to have a mustache this size. It's always getting in my nose. I'm constantly rubbing my nose
That
and
gets
trying
annoying.
to like. I'm clipping hairs every day that curl up.
Yeah.
There's a new one every day. You can't win this battle.
I mean, work goes into having a mustache like that.
It's actually been more work than having a beard.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of respects, it's kind of annoying. Like every day, I have to part the mustache multiple times a day to keep it out of everything. It's a lot of work. I haven't enjoyed that. So I will keep it for the weekend, and then I am looking forward to shaving it off.
Cool.
That's your MO, though. St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
beardless. Speaking of, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. What'd you get into? I know it's your holiday.
Yeah, I watched a Dropkick Murphys live stream. It didn't even have a beer. It was pretty
Me either. I didn't.
pretty low key.
I didn't.
I had a
nothing.
Guinness or two.
Nice.
Did you taste it?
Holy no.
But it has a good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, the look on his face, like, don't you ever say those two words
Yeah.
together again.
Yeah, I just think that's funny how the script was flipped. Normally, I'm not drinking the beers,
Yeah.
and you shitbirds are.
Yep.
Yeah, what are the odds that this
That
guy
is
put down
weird.
a couple Guinness and
Yeah.
we weren't drinking?
Right.
Well, I look down on you like a
I
man
had
who's never
corned
changed
beef
a
and
diaper.
cabbage too. I had. Geez, what else did I have?
That's the only time I would like that cabbage. Little
Ely is
post-COVID.
more Irish than you are.
Basically,
Yeah.
Nope.
does that mean awesome?
No.
Okay.
You're also more awesome,
Yeah.
but this has nothing to do with the Irish part.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you listen to sad music at the end of the night and kind of
No.
look back? No, you're not Irish.
Yeah. No. There was tons of Irish music playing throughout the house, though. See, I have two Irish people running through my home right now, and they were the ones that were really the catalyst behind all this, and I just kind of went along for the ride.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
You just appropriated.
Exactly.
I get it.
They were like, "We're having corned beef and cabbage for dinner." I was like, "Cool, I'll be there and eat."
Yeah, you had me at beef.
Right.
Don't
yeah.
know what that corned part is.
Bought beers, huh? Cool.
Yeah.
I've never had corned beef and cabbage, and it does not look appetizing to me.
It's good. It's
can't
definitely.
believe
I mean,
it
the
is.
cabbage side is not great, but corned beef is awesome.
I feel like the cabbage is almost better than the corned beef. I like cabbage though.
That explains the fart.
Yeah. Was that the flavor?
Actually, no, I don't even want to comment because then you'll be emboldened.
Yeah.
I make no comment.
It's not going to reduce the discharge rate. Nothing you can say will do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Cute. Oh, dude. All right. So you were talking about being locked in a garage for quite some time,
No, I wasn't locked in.
but you were.
Yeah.
You were locked out.
Right.
So, but you had free roam of the earth.
Honey,
Exactly.
can I get my hour in
This
the
isn't
sun,
funny
please?
anymore.
Can I get 1 hour in
Yeah.
the yard?
It was only 10 days. Doctor said.
Well, it had me thinking about an article I read this week, or I guess I read it last week, about this guy in Philadelphia who worked at the old Vet Stadium where the Eagles and the Phillies played, you know? And that's
Poor bastard.
That's the one they tore down. Used to have the jail in the bottom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Did you ever go there? I never saw anything there.
No, I've never seen a game in Philly intentionally. Like there's a reason.
I've seen one Phillies game there. It was not very enjoyable.
It wasn't.
Cardinals beat that ass, and guess what? Spoiler alert: Phillies fans were not happy about it. I was wearing all the Cardinals gear.
Ooh, were you abused on some level?
It was during the day. Luckily, there was obviously still drinking going on, but I don't think it was nearly as rowdy as a nighttime game would have been.
Well, people in Philly drink all hours.
That's what I'm saying. But I made it out alive.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Well, there was this guy. I was reading this thing. This guy just released his memoir. It's called The Secret Apartment, Vet Stadium, A Surreal Memoir. What it's called.
I'm excited.
And you're not.
Right.
But so this guy ended up, his like uncle owned the parking company that was in charge of all of the parking of all of the cars. And one of their gigs was to actually bring around the players' cars for them, like at the end of the games. And so because of this, the company itself had a key to a seldom used side door to the vet. Like not your main entrance, like a side door over by the players' parking lot where you could come in and out. So
Pretty important job. I mean,
in
honestly,
the end,
like,
yeah.
like you got access to all those high-end cars. Like,
yeah. And they had this contract for years. So this dude had the key, was going in and out, and he found an old concession area that had been vacated. It was a 60 by 30 room that had been used for concessions and was no longer used.
it's a good-sized room.
Yeah. So he ended up converting it into his like party pad. Like he went in there and it started with like a hot plate. And then he was like, all right, this is cool. Like I got the hot plate. I may as well put a bed in here. Like, all right, why not set up a couch? And it just kind of grew over the years. And he realized he had.
When was this?
This was when the vet was still happening. So let's
Like
say like
80s?
late 70s into the 80s.
Okay.
So he had it for quite a while. They had this contract. And this
But
guy.
the parking thing guy was gone. Like, it wasn't being used anymore.
No, they had the contract for parking. The concession area was
abandoned.
vacated.
Oh,
They had
okay.
gotten rid of it. They're like, we're not using this anymore.
So it was probably like a concession area that was in a weird part of the stadium for the player. It wasn't a concession. It was probably like a kitchen area or something.
Basically, and
Yeah.
he gutted it and then turned it into his party pad. And he could party in there and crash out overnight and do whatever he wanted.
Did his uncle or whoever know about it?
A couple of the guys who worked there knew about it, but they were really cognizant of the fact, like, we don't want any photos taken in here. We don't want anybody kind of talking about this.
Yeah.
But it grew to the point that even the wives of the players after games would be like, I have to wait around for these shitbirds to shower, do whatever they're doing, hang out, and the stadium's closed. There's nowhere to go. They'd be like, let's go to Ernie's party pad. And they would sit in there and drink and party with this guy. So it was kind of a secret that was known, but not to the higher ups of the organizations. But the players were aware. The wives were aware. And the players don't care because you got to think 70s and 80s. This is a time in baseball where, like, players were doing coke in the dugout. Like it was a very different world. So this guy created a full-blown party pad and would crash out there some nights, would go in. He would sneak in during concerts, whatever, set up, party all night. He said the only time he almost got caught, there was like a massive rain delay and a bunch of people got stuck there. And he came out. He thought the coast was clear. And he was in a bathrobe drinking coffee, like super late. And there were like 200 people still kind of floating around. And they were all like, they never even picked up on the fact that he was in a bathrobe because it's Philly. You may as well be in a bathrobe. And they're like, oh, my God, you got coffee? What's still open? Where are you getting coffee? And he kept getting mobbed by people looking for coffee. And he was like, oh, shit, the gig is up. But he got away with it. And I was thinking about it. Like,
that sounds like a pretty cool book.
It would be a very interesting book if this dude really has some good party stories and things. Like, I'd be interested to hear kind of what kind of shenanigans you can get into.
Yeah, because things were wild back then.
Heck yeah, say the least. But that's like my childhood dream, have something like
It's basically an adult
that.
treehouse, adult fort.
in Veteran Stadium,
yeah.
where you have access to wealthy people and there's always a party going on. Like,
I feel
all
like
around
once
you.
the players and the wives figured it out, like, it would have gotten out quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Apparently, he never got shut down. He ended up, the only time it ended was when they lost the contract and he had to turn over the key to that back door.
Should have made another key.
I think at that point, if you get caught, it's harder to explain. But if you're like, oh, I work here, I was just grabbing a coffee in this old concession area. Like, what? What's this bed for?
When
That's
you said the
weird.
players found out, I was like, these players are going to start boning some side chicks down in there.
I'm sure the stories
Probably
in this
the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot to it. I just saw, like, you know, what they were willing to put out there to encourage you to buy the book, which I won't do. But it had me daydreaming about how amazing it would be to have something posted up in your hometown stadium
That
where
would
you
be
could get
pretty
in,
sick.
and you could get in any hour.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're on a date and there's no game, you could be like, want to see something cool?
Yeah.
You're getting laid.
Well, now it'd be out in a second because everybody could take pictures of it on their phone and blast it out there and
Yeah.
put it on social media, and before you even knew about it, it'd be over.
Yeah. Hashtag Eddie's Veteran Stadium pad.
Yeah.
That would not go over well.
That would suck.
But I was psyched to
That
hear
is
about
cool.
that. Like, I would love to have that. And I was thinking,
What's the name of the book? I need a book.
It is The Secret Apartment, and then Vet Stadium, a surreal memoir.
I'll have to look that up.
Could be interesting. It's
Yeah.
definitely the right time in history to have a place in Veteran Stadium. That's when Philly was wild.
Oh, yeah.
And now they've since demolished it, and I guess the guy's like 78 years old now.
I wonder if he got any. I wonder if the book has any cool pictures like of it back in its heyday.
I'm guessing not of the party pad, because it clearly says I did not allow pictures to be taken because I didn't want anyone to be like, hey, where the hell is that? Where's Ernie hanging out?
So
Didn't I
wouldn't
tell you
know.
to call me Big Ern?
You wouldn't be able to tell. You'd be like, "That's my place over on 82nd Street." You'd be
Yeah.
like, "What do you know? Shut up! You're not invited
Exactly.
anyway. I'm
Right.
not having you over." That sounds pretty dope, though.
Yeah.
You'd think like maintenance or somebody would be figure it out.
You
but
would think, but they're getting slid some money or something.
yeah.
But I think if you time it right,
Handies.
you wait till it's all gone. Wait till everybody's gone. You know the drill.
Well, I know I've been in enough large buildings to know there's like secret spots in all of them. Like I found mechanical rooms in so many buildings where you'll find a couch and a TV set up,
Yeah.
a bed. Like, I mean, this is a full-on mechanical space, but somebody's turned it into a crash pad just to
Yeah.
sleep during work or hang out during not, you know.
I mean, we had a spot.
Get away from the nerds upstairs.
Exactly.
I worked at this place called Timberlake when I was a kid.
Justin?
That's where I worked, inside Justin Timberlake. Rough job. But we ended up we had this, like, basically this place was 100 acres and a 7-acre lake that you would charge people to come in from the
Oh, yeah,
public.
you mentioned that. That was like, what do we have that out here, or we did when we were kids. What was it called? Overhill Lake.
Yeah, basically the
Yeah.
same concept. And within the big area where you would work on the four-wheelers and on the back of the snack bar, this big building where there was this one room that we could get in that you didn't really know was there, but there was a door. You could kind of go around the back and slide in this room. That place was Timberlake. It wasn't Veteran Stadium. And it was the coolest damn place. Like, if you knew about it and you'd go in there at night after everything was closed down, swing open that door, there'd be a couple dudes and chicks in there, you know, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, hanging out. Like, there was always something going on in that top secret little room. And the
Nice.
stories, this is the first place I ever got drunk after like 3 beers. They tied me. I think I've told this story. They
I
tied
think
me
you
to
have,
a pole
yeah,
and put
yeah.
a toilet seat on my head. Long story. But it was the things you could get away with in there because you had access to the top secret
Yeah.
room. Like, you had carte blanche. And that
Pretty
was not
cool.
Vet Stadium.
No.
That was a warehouse where you're working
Yeah.
on four-wheelers.
In a tiny little room, not a 30 by 60 or whatever. the
30
hell it
by
was.
60 is a legitimate size. I mean,
That's
this
huge.
room is, what, 24 by 16?
Yeah, something like that.
So, it's twice the size of
Yeah.
this. I was digging it. Yeah, I want to check it out, though. Could be cool. But I was thinking about you. As you said, you had the whole garage. No, not as cool.
I
'cause
did.
People weren't coming over and partying.
Yeah.
It's a little different. But you got to take her downer. So,
Yeah, I do.
which is pretty sweet.
It was pretty awesome.
Hey,
Had anything on that to take her down there lately?
No.
No.
no projects, no nothing.
Mm-mm. Nothing. Pretty
Just-
boring.
Done anything to your new truck lately?
Just clean it and drive it. Nothing crazy.
Hey, can you pull a picture of those Yeezy 450s?
On my phone?
Yeah.
Since Stu's not here, I guess I can.
Yeah. I want to see Ely's reaction. We had a listener the Abacus sent in a picture of Yeezy's
Just
new
some
shoes.
stupid fucking basketball shoes. I mean, I already got a picture in my head of what they look like. Dumb as fuck for way too much money.
All right. Describe what you're seeing in your head. I would love to see how close you are to the Yeezy 450.
I don't know. I mean, a stupid fucking basketball shoe. The
It's-
fuck.
Well, I think you're fairly close.
I never understood the basketball shoe thing too, because like people
That's a beaut.
Basketball players don't wear basketball shoes out in town.
No.
They wear them when they're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they wear like
But we as the people, like wearing basketball shoes around
as day-to-day shoes.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
And if you can get your hands on the expensive basketball shoe, it's high end. Like you're supposed to. This is what you think. You think you're
it's
a badass.
clout. Yeah, I mean it's a whole thing now. Sneakerheads.
I don't
are
understand
like a thing.
wearing basketball shoes like socially. It seems weird to me. And I guess when you were young,
but
it
I
was
wear
cool.
running shoes. I'm not a big runner.
But people wear basketball shoes to look
Like
Up
they're
good.
playing basketball.
Yeah.
But you wear like we got a buddy wears Jordans out when he's dressed up. You know, like he's that's his look. Well, you saw that shoe. Is that kind of what you had in your mind?
No, it's not. I was expecting more colors. There was a high level of shit baggery involved in that.
That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah. I was expecting more colors and more dumb shit, but I mean, it didn't matter what it looked like. I mean,
Apparently that thing is like it's almost like a sock.
I feel like those are like the cheap ones though too, aren't they?
Those are $450.
Yeah, those are the cheap ones.
What do you mean?
Those are the cheap shoes.
There's probably more expensive versions.
Yeah,
of
that's
other
low
shoes.
Yeezy cost.
Yeah, like some
Most
are
of them
way
multiple
more
$1,000s.
Well, I think that they came out at $450. That they're limited, and now they're reselling. But I even saw on the resale they were only like $600.
No. Those are different style. They must be the cheap ones, like I said, because the Yeezys that I'm aware of are super expensive.
I've never understood the whole sneakerhead thing. Like, one, I haven't had a pair of shoes I've ever worn for longer than 20 minutes that I haven't scuffed, gotten something on. Like,
I'm horrible with shoes.
and I don't understand like wearing a pair of shoes and treating them with kid gloves and like. I mean, I get buying a nice pair of shoes and looking good, but I've never looked at basketball shoes to like finish out a outfit. Like,
I bought a pair of Italian loafers when I was in Italy because
yeah.
There's a certain look to an Italian like driving shoe loafer that I think is cool. And I did. I like looked around for days when we were in Italy, and I finally was like, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger on those. I've worn them once because I'm scared to
You're scared to mess them up.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but shoes go on your feet.
Yeah.
And then your feet walk through all the shit.
Yeah.
So
the shoes protect your feet from all the shit.
yeah. So I like can't wear them, so they sit on top of my dresser, and now they have dust in the suede, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't get this dust out of the suede. It wasn't a good purchase in the end, but in the moment when I was in Italy, it was a must-have.
Yeah, I would have bought a pair of. I mean, Italians are known for their shoes, like and they're high quality. So like,
yeah, I bought a blazer and a pair of shoes, and I was
Yeah.
like, cool, I did Italy. I'm going home now.
yeah, I'd do that. That's not outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know. I always have that debate with myself. If like I made a shit ton of money tomorrow, would I buy dumb shit like that?
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I do buy dumb shit right now. I'm just into different dumb shit than people.
Yeah.
But I just could never envision a world where I buy like $500 pairs of jeans and
No, me either.
and $500 shoes. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No matter what money you make.
Yeah, no.
I saw an interview with Travis Kelce, the tight end in Kansas City.
Yeah. Was it fluent in English?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, it was English adjacent.
Yeah. I gotcha.
And he said that he got his first paycheck, and he immediately went out and he bought all the Jordans.
Yeah.
Like every Jordan. Before he signed a lease, he had all the Jordans. He was like, they were stacked up in my car. They were all like, he had a nice car. He didn't even have a place to put them. Then he got the place, filled the whole place with the Jordans, and then by the end of his rookie year, he was like, I was flat broke.
Wow.
Like I had spent all my money. And he was like,
Which rookie contract? $500,000 to $1 million, maybe.
Yeah, but sure, he spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he spent it all on shoes and dumb shit. And then in the interview, he was like, and thank God that I turned out to be good.
To get
Because-
another contract.
Yeah, that I could do better. He's like, but after that first year, he's like, I had nothing to show for it. I was leasing a dope place. It was filled with shoes. I had a nice car. He's like, but I was basically broke on dumb shit. And
Yeah.
he's like the perfect example of like he blew it. And they teach you in those rookie camps like, don't go buy the shoes. He was like, screw you.
Yeah.
I'm buying all the Jordans. That was his first move.
I don't get it.
Fortunately, he's a potential Hall of Famer now. Like he's made a lot of money.
Well, and it's weird, like those Yeezys, like they're just things that get popular, but they're hideous. It's like So I'm gonna wear something.
Those
that's
look
hideous?
like the
Just-
Stay
The
Puft
whole popular
Marshmallow
thing
Man's
is
foot.
weird too. I was
Yeah.
talking with somebody about that the other day. I'm like, who convinced the first dude to wear tights in the gym?
Yeah.
Now they're like, yeah, I got to wear tights to the gym.
Yeah.
You're like, bitch, a year ago no one was.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, what, you saw, again, someone on the basketball court wearing tights, and you were like, I do need those
They do.
to
They
squeeze
wear them
me.
under shorts, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's
It's-
weird.
it's
Like, why
weird.
put that on?
Right.
You're cold.
Because of some marketing
Yeah.
somewhere. That's why.
Yeah, it's that copper fit, man. Brett Favre sold him.
Nah.
It does only take a handful of like badasses though. Like I remember the first time I saw the dude wearing like the tights in the gym, and he was yoked. I mean, he's the baddest dude in the gym.
Still doesn't look good to me.
No.
No, it didn't look good.
Yeah.
But I could see how someone who's probably not super confident would be like, okay, that's badass because that dude's wearing them.
And it's not practical. Like, oh, I got to change into my gym clothes. Let me add one more pain in the ass thing to get on and off to my.
It's interesting, too. You know what else is like that has just happened recently? White socks. No, you don't wear white socks anymore. You
They
get
coming
played.
back like tall white socks.
Any white socks.
Well, my white socks
course
are
you
ankle.
do.
No, like ankle.
Yeah,
like you can't
yeah.
see them.
You're old.
So, well, I try to buy black socks, but I have more white socks.
I understand. But that's an example of that.
Yeah, but they're coming back, you say?
No. I'm saying
Oh, damn.
they're
I was
out.
like, sweet.
Yeah.
So
That's a telltale sign to give away if you got white socks on.
you haven't been to the gym lately, but you go to the gym a lot.
I've been to the gym lately.
Oh, okay. You're still going?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's been clean now for
I know, but I
weeks.
didn't know if the gym was still open and everything. Or,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
some gyms are closed. But
Mhm.
I told the story about meeting a sex therapist a couple years ago. Anyway, I follow him on Facebook, and he's actually, they talked about him on Your Mom's House for one of his things he was ranting on. But I saw him ranting the other day. He goes to the gym and wears fingerless gloves like when I was going to the gym I would wear. And people were commenting, and he's been talking about it. He's catching flack saying, and he's a gay guy, and they're saying that only gay guys wear gloves in the gym. And I'd never heard that.
Now, I've seen some like heavy power lifters often wear gloves because you can tear your hands up if
Yeah.
you're lifting significant weight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only.
Or if you're in the gym daily, you can rub your hands raw if you're
But there's
doing a
a-
lot of barbell and dumbbell stuff.
I mean, I do tend to like. I haven't been in the gym all year. When I first go back to the gym, I probably will. It'll hurt my hands on some level, but you
Yeah.
callus up and then you're good to go. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to wear gloves years ago,
Yeah.
but I agree with the interwebs in this one. They seem to be gone from the gym unless you're in a Wolfgang's or a powerlifting club.
Yeah, if
of
you're
some sort.
powerlifting, I think
Yeah.
you do.
No,
But
you
have you ever
powerlift,
heard
you
the
generally
gay-
use straps.
What? Yeah.
But have you
Yeah.
ever heard the gay thing? Like
I think they're just more of just saying that's gay.
No, they were saying like
Could that be that they
gay
got
guys to let other gay guys know they're gay by wearing
Oh, it's a
gloves.
sign.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that. No, that's weird.
Yeah.
Get rid of my gloves.
I can see them doing that though. Extra spunky flavor and spirit in the gym with their gloves on.
I think if you care about your hands, if you're getting manicures or pedicures, which one's
That's
your
maybe
manicures?
about
If you have manicures, you don't want your hands to be all
Yeah,
calloused. I
true.
think if you could be
Especially if you're a bottom.
if you could be shredded though, if you could be shredded and your hands look like you haven't been working all day, I could see the value in that.
Not me.
Well, I'm more in touch.
No, you're more touched.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You've been touched more.
Right.
Not by calloused hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you though. Like, I used to wear gloves, but when I was back in the gym recently, like, I just it's one more thing to mess with.
Yeah.
That I'm just like,
Right.
get me in and out of here.
Exactly.
I did used to rock a lot of straps though, like when trying to do certain
Deadlifts.
exercises.
Yeah, oh,
like I
yeah.
can't. My hands just couldn't hold some of the weight that I
Mm-hmm.
was.
Those big 15 and 20 pound.
Not 10, but they're heavy.
Yeah.
You're always on
Snatches and deadlifts for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can only your wrist will give out, and,
Yeah.
and your hand may not grip, and so the straps were always pretty good in college. I
And every
always
time you
had
make
straps.
that "ee" noise in the gym, everybody looks at you weird, right?
Not when I have straps on.
Yeah. That's why
like-
I'm saying you wear the straps.
Yeah, because they're like, oh damn, he's pushing weight.
Yeah.
Like, damn right. I'm just working out. It'll be interesting to see me get back in the gym. I've lost everything. Like I was
The endurance is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like
Get gas.
after I run a couple miles and then 2-3 sets, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm trying to talk myself out of the gym. I'm like, you did 3 sets, man. That's a lot. You should get out of here. I feel like you're getting stronger.
You got your cardio in,
right?
So that's the important part.
And it's as I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Whereas once you're in there for several weeks, you're spending some longer time in there, and you're not exhausted.
I know I'm gonna be bummed. Like I remember right before COVID, I was working out with 245s on the bar, like just benching it and repping out 10, no problem, 3 sets. Like I felt good. I was getting to the point where I was going to start putting another plate on, which is significant at my age.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really stepping up. And then COVID happened, and now I'm doing push-ups and I know I'm going to go back in there, and it's 145 on each side, start over.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get up to that point. Especially
I think that's where I got the Rona, is the gym.
You think so?
It's the only place that makes sense, really.
Yeah, because you weren't going a lot and interacting with a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people.
didn't lick in as many buttholes as I used to.
Well, you'd really cut that back last March.
Right.
Yeah, which I
So
get.
now-
CDC said so.
Obvious.
Right.
Now he's doubled down with the lack of taste.
Exactly.
He can really go to town.
Exactly. Yeah. Back in business, folks.
This is the golden age.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. That's extra.
You got the antibodies and no taste.
Yeah.
Ready to rock.
Glorious.
Yeah, so I had a week off because I was spending time at the gym, so that must be where I got it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What did you? Well, I guess you wouldn't know if anyone else there said they had it.
No, but it was weird because the day I started feeling bad on a Monday, and the day before, was that Super Bowl?
Yeah. I remember you said it was just after Super Bowl that you were.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. I got
it was
it
just
on
after
the
Super Bowl.
9th,
You were like, I can't.
And we had 6-7 people over at the house on Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right.
So I was like, oh.
Anybody?
Nobody in my house. Nobody that came to the house.
It's so
Nobody.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's weird. Nobody had it before.
Like you hear certain people.
Yeah.
Where everyone they come in contact with,
Right.
they got it. You were not a shedder. You
No.
were someone who didn't shed a lot of virus.
No.
Which, thank God.
There's still
Yeah.
no rhyme or
I don't
reason to
talk
some
like
of it.
Daffy Duck either.
Yeah.
When you're not a close talker, that
Right.
there's certain people, like when we were on our golf trip, there was one guy, you know him, the mortician. He was
Yeah.
always up in my
Yeah,
face.
I can see that.
And I'm just like, man, I have no problem hanging out, talking to you, but you're close enough that if I turn my head, I'm going to get a black eye.
Yeah.
You're right here.
Right.
And it's you can't do that. Even it's gross anyway.
Yeah.
Even when it's not nasty, especially because he's a big smoker and he's all drunk and all up in your face.
Yeah, he doesn't get in my face. I think it's funny watching him get in your face.
Well, he doesn't like you,
I know.
which works in your favor.
It
but
does.
He
It's
loves
great.
me, so he's all up in my face.
That's the big difference between two of you. You want everyone to love you. Ely does not care.
Yeah.
He really doesn't.
No.
No.
It's oh, you don't like me? Good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Move along.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to poke you in the eye even more now.
yeah. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like me? Let's have a beer. Let's talk this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop your pants.
I must have done something. I don't see how inspecting his skin would. I don't get it.
Yeah, you do.
I do not. Let's have a
He
deli.
doesn't get
Everyone listening gets it. That's
He
what
gives
matters.
it.
Yeah.
He gives it.
Thank goodness.
What's the deli down here?
It's underneath.
Doesn't matter.
Healy does not like it. It's underneath the 12-pack right there. There's a 6-pack underneath the 12-pack.
I hope there's not some person
You want-
sitting on the edge of their seat dying to get a good rating from this beer.
No, fortunately,
Do you want me to pour
not.
some of this in a cup for you there, sir?
Sure, that's whatever.
Or do you want a whole one?
I don't need a whole one.
This is the Dewclaw
Dirty little freak. I like the name. I'm into her already.
I literally saw it and it was like, oh, well, I can't pass that up.
No.
It even had.
I've never been
something-
able to pass one up.
It had something on there. It doesn't say it on here. Troy, do you have the side of the 6-pack there? Because I saw something on there to the effect of
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah,
It
I'll
was-
take the six pack out so we can read it.
it was pretty funny, and it stopped me dead in my tracks.
Does it
as
smell
was-
caramelly?
How would you really? Okay. It does.
Really?
Yeah. I'm very impressed that you picked up on that.
Oh, coconut caramel chocolate brown ale. There's no safe word. That's probably what you were
That's what
talking
I
about.
saw. It said "dirty little freak" and
That's
said,
awesome.
"There's no safe word," and I go, "Okay, I'll
So
buy
this
it."
sucks because
5.8.
I really wish I could taste this.
But you smelled caramel. Like that's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
I wish I could taste this because I think I would like it a lot.
Yeah, chocolate. What were the? Oh God, the coconut. Wow.
I hate coconut, so I'm scared to taste this.
You're
Coconut caramel chocolate brown ale.
This tastes like
It does have a little Samoa,
It tastes like a smoke, dude.
just like a Samoa.
Wow, you're tasting that. I was just literally saying it tastes like a Samoa,
Yeah,
and you picked up on that.
I know. I love Samoas. I don't like coconut, but I do love Samoas.
It's the one place where coconut is perfect.
Oh yeah, the
Like-
caramel makes it doable.
It's such a compliment to
It
it.
is.
Wow, this is a.
You're not like, what's that shitty coconut? You're like, ooh, that caramel's got some chunks in it.
Yeah, what are those? Yeah,
Exactly.
like these are great.
Don't care what they are.
I can smell the caramel in the coconut for
Yeah.
sure.
That is desserty.
There is no safe word.
The fact that this dude just smelled it, called out caramel, took one sip, called it Samoa, on
Yeah.
the road to recovery.
I am.
Thanks to
I'm
Duke.
telling you, I can 20, 30% of the taste, maybe 40% of the taste is there.
Well, this thing has so much flavor that 20%'s giving you a little something.
Yeah. And it's Girl Scout cookie season.
It is.
So I
Girl
got them
Scout
on the
cookies.
brain.
I haven't come across a Girl Scout, so I don't have any
Cookies.
cookies. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like-
Give in to seductive coconut caramel and chocolate notes plus roasted malt and a gentle hot bite. Indulge to your satisfaction. It's okay. Get freaky.
Yeah, it's just the description of it. I was like, I gotta buy this beer. It just spoke to me.
I feel like the Girl Scouts could have a case against these people because that's a fucking Samoa.
Yeah, the fact that you're
We
tasting.
getting high boosters? Is that what I just
Dude,
saw?
did you just see that
Yeah.
2022
Are you in?
Busa? Oh my God, I want that bike.
Oh, man. I've been thinking about sport bikes lately. I was driving the other day and I told Angela, I was like, you know what? Sport bikes should have a different speed limit. And I wonder if they do, like, within the police department where they're like, yeah, we don't really fuck with them unless they're at 30 over.
I guarantee you, it's not just the 5.
What's your thought on why they should have a...
Because it's so difficult to go the speed limit.
I can see that.
I
And you're risking yourself more than
Other
other
people.
people.
Yeah,
than
you
if
slam
were in
into a car, you're dead, not the
Yeah.
car. Car's gonna be like, what was that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can make somebody freak out and
Yeah.
jerk the wheel or whatever, but I don't know. Just having a
ride
sport
like
bike,
they-
it's fucking difficult to go the speed limit. You're like, why am I sitting behind this shithead? I could go right by you and go 20 miles an hour faster.
And that bike
The
looked
snap
like
of a finger.
Yeah, literally, not even trying to. And then the cops can, it's more dangerous to chase the guy. So
Most people that ride them like they don't have to play by the same rules.
yeah, because they really don't. I mean,
I'm having a tough time with this beer.
All motorcycles are stupid fast, and then
That's
Yeah.
the funny thing. Even a big old Harley, like that's not fast by motorcycle
Yeah.
standards, it's fast, like by car standards.
I don't know about that, but
It is. If you get a big old Harley, even like you get a Dyna Lowrider, and you put
right.
take it up, little Screaming Eagle, stage 2 or something.
Right.
It'll move. It doesn't move like a sport bike, but if you go off the line against a car, like a standard car, you're gonna win.
You can drop them down and go. Like
Yeah,
from 60 miles an hour, you can get them up to speed. In any of them.
but I don't know, that Hayabusa, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. That thing
Yeah.
was gorgeous.
I will give you like 0 to whatever 60, but they're not running. They're 60 to 120 is not impressive. In
I
any
remember
way.
my dad had a big old Dyna Lowrider, and I had that little 500 GS, and I could take him because I was so light,
Yeah.
and he was so big. Like if we got down to it, I could go faster, at least off the line.
Yeah.
So
I
imagine
do want
what-
another bike though. I've been getting the itch for that lately.
it happens.
I just don't know what I would get.
Would you go street bike or Harley?
That's what I can't decide. I go back and forth.
I've always wanted to kind of split the difference. Do
So
one of
would I.
those V-rods
Yeah.
or something. Those are cool.
They are cool.
Joy's like, I have no idea what you're
No,
talking
I know
about.
exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about. I'm not a motorcycle guy. It's just being in my field. It's just they're dangerous.
You
It's
see
so
some- you
dangerous.
see
yeah,
shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
especially with kids. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that's hard for me to want to get back on one.
It makes it tough.
And my wife's never told me no to anything, but motorcycle is the one thing she would poo-poo for sure.
Yeah.
So Troy's out of the game.
And I can't
Troy's out.
I can't argue.
Yeah, no.
I don't think
what I
my
know.
wife would tell me no, but I don't think she'd be too happy about it. She knows, though, that I have more, like, I get more nervous about having a motorcycle than I think even
I'd
she
rather
would.
have a Jeep than a motorcycle, like, to me, because I like cruising more than going fast, so I'd rather just cruise
Yeah.
around with the top off. And
Ely will never, he'll roll his eyes, but that's part of why I got the Miata, because it feels like I'm out there and it's small.
yeah,
And so it kind of, it satiates some of that motorcycle want, but it's not a motorcycle. So,
I'm almost turning the corner on the, not turning the corner on the Miata. I don't like them,
but
but
like little roadsters.
no, but like I'm turning farther away from Jeeps. Like I was going to say, would I rather have a Miata than a Jeep? And I don't know the answer. I think it's still I would rather have a Jeep, but
oh,
The
Jeeps
fact
have
that
been-
you had to even debate it, though, means you have
it's-
moved.
yes.
You've moved on
yes,
that spectrum.
and it's not the Miata; it's the Jeep that's going the opposite direction.
Jeeps
for
have
me.
been ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bastardized. Like, the 4-door ones are way too popular, and I get it. They hold more people, and they're more useful, so I understand that. But to me, a Jeep's a 2-door vehicle.
As well, it should be.
They're instead of buying crossovers and SUVs, all the moms are getting these Jeeps, and it's
Bingo.
crazy. And a lot of them are so tricked out, and they never use anything that they're tricked out for. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
Most people have those 4-door Jeeps that are lifted,
Yeah.
don't do anything with them.
Yeah.
But if you see a guy with a lifted 2-door Jeep, I think it's a pretty safe bet. That dude's
Yeah.
done some things. The telltale sign I always look is like in Virginia, because you have to have that front license plate, and there's nowhere to really put them. They kind of hang off the bumper.
Yeah.
If the front license plate is dented,
Folded back.
that
Yeah.
dude goes off-roading. That's like
Yeah.
the telltale sign. Because I remember as soon as I got my Jeep, first time I went off-road, it was like license plate got dinged. I was like, sweet, I did it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm in the club now.
yeah, badge of honor. So that's what you should look for. Ely, I don't think I expect much out of your rating, but I would love to,
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a 3.5.
because of the Samoa you could taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Give you that.
I like
True.
Samoas. I wouldn't drink a shit ton of them, but it's a cool beer.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Troy?
I do not like coconut at all, and I have to say that the coconut flavor in this is on my palate, very minimal.
Yep.
So it's not overpowering. I taste more of the chocolate, more of the caramel. It's sweet. It's a little too sweet,
Yeah.
but it's yummy. It's very good. I give it a 3.
Yeah.
I don't like it enough to give it a 3.5, but I mean, I could see where people would love this beer.
I got a 4-pack from Wicked Weed the other day called Guilty Pleasures, and it
Do
had
they do any beers that aren't their skunk weed beer?
this one in particular.
Okay.
Basically, they took an imperial stout and they mixed it in 4 different ways. Like one of them was a s'mores, one of them was I don't know. You get the gist of it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
desserts. It's called Guilty Pleasures, and they make all these funky desserts.
Like a pie or a cake or something?
They had a German chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Had the s'mores. I can't remember some of the others, but it was. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. It was a good kind of. I'm gonna have one of these.
Yeah.
Right.
After dinner beer?
This dirty little freak, and I really enjoyed that. My wife and I split them all. We loved them. This kicks the crap out of every one of those.
Oh, wow.
When it comes down to it, I'm having one beer that I want to taste desserty.
Yeah.
You know, like at the end of a meal, I would buy this beer. In the dessert category, this is a 4. Now
Yeah.
that's not how this works, as we all know. But this dirty little freak, despite being too sweet, if I'm just gonna have one of them, and I think that's allowed
Yeah.
in the deli thing, I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Yeah.
I thought it was a tasty beer.
It's not a bad beer. We all like it. It's not deli worthy, but it's
no,
definitely
very
a good beer.
much a Samoa though.
Yeah.
Very much.
Good pickup.
Yeah, I like that. If you want to try the Duclaw Dirty Little Freak, that's a tasty beer. Like I said, it's like a Samoa. It's overly sweet in some respects, so you're only going to have one or two. But it's a tasty damn beer, for sure.
I'd like to know Stu's thoughts on the marketing, because, like...
It's good.
The labeling's weird, though. Like, the R is backwards and dirty. It's upside down and
It
Brie.
looks like a corn CD.
It's real weird looking.
So
And you think they touch on, like... If it's a basically knockoff of a Samoa, they probably should have worked that into, like, they should call it, like, Girl Scout cookie or, like, something.
I think that would have turned you off, though. I think they went the exact opposite direction.
I don't know about that.
They said no safe word, dirty little freak.
I thought everybody loves Girl Scout cookies.
They do, but I think they wanted it to be more edgy. You know, Girl Scout cookies, it sounds like it's sickening sweet.
Okay.
That's just plain stew over here. So while we're doing the deli,
-5.
I did want to bring something up. This week we lost kind of the godfather of the deli, not Ely. Ely's fine. He's here with us tonight, so I can say that. But like the original deli guy, if you go back to 1976, there was a guy by the name of Steven Spurrier, not Steve Spurrier,
Yeah.
but equally loved and hated in a lot of respects as Steve Spurrier. Because you either love Steve Spurrier or you absolutely hate Steve Spurrier. There's not a whole lot in
The
between.
old ball coach.
So Steven Spurrier he's a British guy who kind of came up in the wine industry in the 70s and lived in France, owned a pretty prestigious wine store where he would bring in wines from all over France and all over Europe and sell them, and worked his way up to sommelier. And he hosted something that nowadays is referred to as the Judgement of Paris. It was a tasting.
Never. I was gonna say I've never heard of this.
You wouldn't unless you're in this particular universe, but I'm a dork.
Most people are that are listening.
But I'm a dork about booze, so like
Yeah.
I'm hip to. In fact, they made a movie called Bottle Shock.
I don't know if hip's the right word, but you're in something.
Hip to it as in I care
know.
about it.
Yeah.
You follow me, jackass. So Steven Spurrier passed away this past week. Well, he's famous for a moment in time in 1976 where he wanted to prove that California wines were nothing compared to French wines. So there had been some taste tests that were done in California with
Were California wines in '76 on that, trying to even be on that level? I feel like that's kind of a newer thing.
It is. But in 1976, California wines were considered by the rest of the world trash, and here in the States we're kind of like, these are pretty good.
Yeah.
And there had been a taste test a few months prior in California with American sommeliers who tasted all these wines, and the California wines won. And all the French were like, fuck you. It's because they shipped this stuff over there, and it's American
They're
taste buds,
biased.
and they're assholes.
Yeah.
So Steven Spurrier decided to do a blind taste test in
Just
France.
blind people?
Just blind people. So he brought in 9 of the best sommeliers in all of France, like the finest palates in the world, if you will. And he took the absolute top French wines and put them up against Chardonnays and Cab Sauves from California. Basically trying to prove once and for all, fuck you, go home, Americans, you can't do this. Well, in the blind taste test, Stag's Leap, Cab Sauv, won over all of the French Bordeaux's and all of the finest that were out there. And like, not even like debatable. Like these sommeliers were like, this has this, and this is how you make a wine. This is a perfect wine. Then they did Chardonnays, and a California Chardonnay beat out all the French Chardonnays. And Steven Spurrier was so confident in all of this that he had invited the press over. And no one really took him up on it because
I remember that day. Front page.
So a lot of people didn't take him up on it, but some guy from Time Magazine did fly out and covered this thing. And he was like, this guy wrote a big article and put it out to the world in Time Magazine about how they did this deli.
Well, it's a good story.
And California wines won across the board. Like they beat out the French in both categories. And when this article got published, it ended up getting picked up And it is what was the catalyst for the entire wine revolution of the Napa Valley, because that's where the Chardonnay
So that's
and the Cab Sauv came from.
California down that road, Napa Valley down the road.
That's what brought all of the wine growers. In fact, at that point, the French finally said, "Wait a minute, what the hell is up?" Despite a lot of Steven Spurrier was kicked out of like all of the French circles.
Yeah.
They were like, "Get the hell out of here, screw you."
You ruined us.
He was banned
Yeah.
from all this stuff. But that banning actually ended up being what catapulted him into tremendous stardom as well. And so they did a deli. They did a blind taste test like we do oftentimes with different things. Well, he's the kind of the godfather. And because of that, California wine got put on the map. All these,
That's crazy. I've never heard about that.
they all went over to California, started growing and recognize. And still to this day, people say Stag's Leap is like the greatest Cabernet coming out of California. It's the one with the name. They capitalized on it to this day. If you go into a Total Wine, it's $125 a bottle for last year's vintage.
That argument's still going on, too, between California and France and all that.
It actually stepped up the French, where they started changing some of their old world ways and started doing a little more to kind of modernize, because they were so stuck in their ways. They realized, oh shit, they're making
we were
a better
like
product.
Even back in '76, we were doing more technology-based, changing
Absolutely.
things up,
Yeah.
innovating.
Yeah,
That's what we do. We innovate.
damn right, that's what we do. But so this guy is the godfather of the deli. I mean, this is what we do kind of every week. And he died this past year. He was like 80 something or 7. I don't know how old he was.
R.I.P. Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was worth bringing up because this is basically what we do oftentimes. And I'd like to, we talked about doing a whiskey one or a bourbon one in the near future, that we need to try all the different bourbons when Ely gets his taste back.
It's so funny, you work, Brendan, in marketing, and it's just, we were talking about shoes earlier. Same thing with alcohol and anything. It's like, you get the right name, you get the right look, and you'll be selling more shit than anybody else. Even
And if the
your
right
product's
moment
not.
in time,
yeah.
this Stag's Leap just happened to be the one that he selected, because he was like, this is good. It's come through my shop. Let's put it up there. He didn't expect it to go this way. We won.
Well, I mean, that works in beer and everything else. Like, certain names carry more power. Bourbons are like that. I mean, everything's like that.
Yeah. Kind of funny. 1976, bicentennial, a British guy tries to defeat us by putting on blind taste test.
Takes another L.
And then, boom. Good job, dummy. You blew it. But if it wasn't for that moment in time, we wouldn't have the industry that we have, and we wouldn't be recognized. The Napa Valley would not be what it is, and you wouldn't have had that influx.
You've been out there, right?
Multiple times, actually. Yeah, I love the Napa Valley. So, but that's...
Is it cool as they say it is, or do you have to be a wine nerd to enjoy it, or is it just beautiful in and of itself?
It's beautiful in and of itself, and if you go to the right places, it's not snooty at all. And it's like if you go to Northern Virginia, go to a winery or a brewery, it's so packed out, man. It's crazy how packed those places are. And out there, they have so many of them just dotting the roads that it really thins out the herds at any one given place, so you don't deal with
I just don't know people that enjoy wine that don't sound like douches when they're talking about it.
Well, it's a douchey industry.
And I mean, I'm sure people could say that about us in the way we talk about beer. And I probably have the same feelings to a lot of people that talk about how much they enjoy the skunkiness of an IPA.
It exists in everything, though.
Yeah.
Cigar nerds are douchey.
Yeah.
Car nerds can be douchey. Foodies can be douchey. Like, there's a certain level of snobbery that comes with anything that people appreciate and debate on.
Yeah.
And wine's the same way. But a true person who wants to turn you on to wine or something, they're not going to be snooty about it. Like, I in Napa Valley was the first place I ever had someone say, stop overthinking it. It's grape juice. You like it or you don't.
Yeah. And drink the one you like, not
Drink
the one they tell
like.
you.
And that was the lady that changed my whole perception of booze. I was like, oh, that's right. I don't give a shit what other people say.
Yeah.
I either like it or I don't.
Well, didn't you recently drink a bottle of wine you thought was...
This right here, this is a heartbreaker. This is Camus. Camus is world renowned as one of the finest Cab Sauv, one of the finest wineries in the Napa Valley. It's like Stag's Leap, Camus are always up there. And my brother loved Caymus. Like, this was his favorite winery in the world. And so I picked this up the other day in his honor to drink it. And I'm always disappointed in this one. It's so heartbreaking. I'll still spend the $80 in his honor to drink it. But every time I do, I'm like, I'd rather have a Stag's Leap. Like, it happens almost every time. I just don't know what it is. It's good.
Yeah.
It's not $80 good. I think you can spend $30 and get in this ballpark all day long, but they have a name. They're popular. They were, of that era. They were one of the first wineries that was back in the 70s churning out wine in the Napa Valley during the Judgement of Paris.
That sounds pretty epic.
As it's known to wine nerds.
Yeah.
Ely hasn't uttered a word in 9 minutes.
You guys are keeping them all on the edge of their seats.
Ely does not
Keep it up.
does not like the sommelier talk. He's like, it's got notes of coconut.
That bitch is famous for having the same name as Steve Spurrier. That's fucking it.
That can't be right. He got famous in 76.
Okay.
Ely's not feeling it. He's like, fuck no. I want no part of this. You should tell your Wu-Tang story. Ely likes Wu-Tang Clan.
Dude, so I read this story a week ago, and then you asked me about it, and I've since basically forgotten all of it.
Well, that's not a good story.
But basically, and you recently read it, right? So you can correct me on this. But this dude got busted going around and saying he was part of the Wu-Tang and basically getting all this free shit. Like, not so much, I don't think he was getting, like, free, like, tactical things, but, like, going to a hotel and with his boys and be like, I'm part of the Wu-Tang, and they'd get in the hotel for free and all that stuff. And finally, he did it for how long? Do you remember how long he did it for?
It said it was only a couple months, but he basically just impersonated a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, which anyone who knows about the Wu-Tang Clan, I mean, there's 10 dudes in the Wu-Tang Clan. And
Yeah. I mean, I think there's 9 technically, and then Capadonna's the one, like.
And the most recognizable was ODB, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Now, Ely, have you seen Young Dirty Bastard?
Isn't that just like us all going to Japan and saying we're on the white basketball player or something? It's the same thing, right?
Well, that's
kind of the same concept.
That's my argument. Like, so he finally got busted and, like
this is on the people that gave him the shit, not on him, right?
That was my whole argument, was like he got busted and has to like pay back everything he got for free, and it was a shit ton of money over a few months. I forgot, there was a number in there. I forgot.
There was a lot. He had he had fraudulent credit cards that wouldn't get denied when they were swiped just to check, and then he would just be like, "Look, I'm in Wu-Tang Clan," and they would let him in to, God knows where, the Four Seasons. Set him up in the finest of rooms and like.
But I'm with Ely. That's on them.
Like, what does that mean? Like, does the Wu-Tang Clan not have to pay?
I think they forgave a lot of kind of missteps throughout everything because he was saying, "I'm in the Wu-Tang Clan."
But what's that got to do with not charging him?
Don't you think sometimes
they basically didn't?
Famous people don't get charged everywhere they go.
No.
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't they be charged just the same, if not more?
I don't know.
Well, a lot of it came down to the fact that the credit cards ended up they weren't tied to anything. Like, they worked as far as swiping it to go, okay, we'll hold the room, we'll do all this, but they never asked any questions when he was like, send up the Don Perignon.
So instead of getting a cheap room, he would get a super expensive room, and he would have money on the credit card, but he might not be cleared to spend $5,000 on a weekend.
Yeah, basically he'd spend the weekend, party his face off with his buddies saying, I'm in the Wu-Tang Clan. And he'd get away with it and then leave before they ever figured out that the dude actually had no money.
Doesn't he know Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with?
I don't believe he knew that, actually.
He should. He's in the band.
I still don't understand the logical argument.
He's just a scammer.
Like, right, I get that.
He's
but
a scam
what
artist.
does the fucking Marriott say? Sir, we like to give free shit to people that matter. So he didn't matter, so we thought we were giving him free shit. What? Like, you're charging the Wu-Tang the same. It's your fault for not checking that the Wu-Tang credit card had a fucking $10,000 balance or not.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the problem?
I'm with you.
Yeah, they just fucked up. They let things.
Right.
They didn't look at red flags.
Yes.
Because he was famous, but he wasn't famous.
So if you're famous, they don't care if you have credit?
They think there's other ways that you can pay.
That's on them.
That's on them.
Right. Okay.
We agree.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Have you seen Young Dirty Bastard?
I'm assuming he's
that a thing?
The
Yeah.
kid
Is that
of
his son?
ODB's kid?
Yeah. Have you seen him?
No.
Dude, he looks just like ODB.
Does he sound like him?
He sounds just like ODB. It's so funny. I
Does
watched
he like it
this.
raw?
Ooh, baby,
Oh, baby,
he
I
likes
like
it
it
raw.
raw.
Figured.
I saw this thing the other day, and it actually had come out just prior to the pandemic, but I just saw it. And it was Wu-Tang Clan doing the Tiny Desk series. I don't know if you watch the
No clue.
NPR Tiny Desk series.
What did you watch NPR?
Go on YouTube
No.
and just Google NPR Tiny Desk.
Probably
just
won't
do
ever
it.
do that.
You should. Ely, I'll talk to you. Go on and put NPR Tiny Desk. It's every artist you can imagine, and they would go into the DC NPR studio, and they'll perform like 20 minutes of songs. And it's just about any artist you can think of, i.e. Wu-Tang Clan, right? They come in, they do this, and so you see the Jizza, you see Ghostface, you see all these people, and then there's this young-ass ODB, and I'm like, why is this dude got the exact same haircut? Why does he sound like ODB, looks like ODB, but he's like 24 years old, and these dudes are all 50? Like, what the hell am I looking at here? And turns out, I looked him up. It's Young Dirty Bastard. It's his son. He looks
And
just
he's
like
torn
ODB.
with the Wu.
He tours with Wu-Tang Clan. Now, that dude I could see getting away with it. He walks in a
Yeah.
hotel and is like, hey, I'm Young Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are. But this dude is stuck in a position where he has to live his life with that stupid haircut that
yeah.
ODB had.
Yeah.
Like, he looks just like him, but he's stuck wearing the ODB style, which is, it's not a super attractive style.
No.
But he's
The
riding it.
grills,
Yeah.
talking
Like
all
just-
funny.
Yeah. That's his look, but good on him.
I mean, ride that name.
Hell yeah. I'm
mean-
shocked you guys don't know.
I mean, I
Tiny
feel like
Desk.
if your name's Young Dirty Bastard, you don't have many opportunities.
Yeah, it's tough.
You got to
On
go in the rap
resume.
game.
I think you do.
Yeah.
His name's probably Ralph.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know his dad?
Does he ever transition to Dirty Bastard?
I would
Middle-aged dirty bastard.
Yeah.
at some point.
Midlife crisis dirty
Yeah.
bastard.
I think right now the gimmick is strong.
Old dirty bastard never made the old.
Yeah.
No.
Good point.
No. How old was he when he died? 40
In his
tops.
30s, yeah.
Yeah. He probably never made 40.
R.I.P. ODB.
That's right. That's right.
LMNOP.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Tiny Desk, you should absolutely check it out.
I can't imagine ODB going on NPR. I mean, I can't imagine Wu-Tang. Why would Wu-Tang go on NPR? Makes
Because
no sense.
Every band goes on this Tiny Desk series at some point. It's
Every
It's
band,
like
a
Hot
lot
Ones.
of bands.
For chicken wings.
Hot Ones, the show where they eat the hot chicken wings and do
Mhm.
the interview.
Same thing, but with artists.
Yeah, have you seen that, Troy?
I've never watched a full episode of us. I know the premise. I've seen it.
That is a really interesting show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like I only watch the ones of the people I care. It's kind of like Joe Rogan for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, ooh, that dude's interesting, but I'll skip 3.
And whatchamacallit, Chris Evans is a really good interviewer.
I did see the.
Yeah, he does a good job.
I
Yeah.
did see a highlight of the DJ Khaled one where he went like 2 or 3 wings in and quit, but then said as he was quitting, he's not a quitter.
Yeah.
It's like, that's exactly what you're doing right now, dude.
Yeah.
You are quitting. They turned that into a game show,
Did they?
which I've seen. It's like 2 sets of random people doing trivia while they eat it and not freak out. And then at the end, they like literally give them like the hottest ones ever, the 2 that make it, and they have to like give each other clues, kind of like $64,000 pyramid. And then like there's a big cup of like milk or frozen cold milk or something they could grab, and then they lose or they mess up or something.
I would lose.
Hey, well, you should be running hot wing challenges right now. This is your golden age. Like, soon
yeah, but
as, soon as
burning
you-
still hurts. He said, like
Yeah.
he
but
can,
not as much.
I think it would.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the heat would still get there.
Yeah, it's more the flavor that I don't.
Have you ever done a hot wing challenge? Like an honest to goodness hot wing challenge?
We've known each other for a long time.
I assume you did Sharky's,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, so you've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Troy, have you ever done a hot wing challenge?
I love hot food. I love hot sauces, and I have tried hotter wings. Like I've gone to Hooters and gotten the hot ones and all. It's not enjoyable. Like it gets to a certain level where it's like, well, now I'm just
I don't know the point of it.
getting pain. Like
Yeah.
I do like spice. If I go eat Thai food, I ask for the spiciest version of it. If I put hot sauce on most food, and I'll even buy hotter than
You cross a
normal.
line at some point.
Exactly.
You're
It's like,
why am I just sweating here? Yeah.
So do you think? So Ely, you did the Sharkies. Anyone who went to Virginia Tech is aware of
I've never done a hot wings challenge to answer your question.
the Sharkies 911 challenge.
Yeah.
Is nightmarish. It's horrible. These wings come out, and there's this little tiny wing, but it's in a snowball of shit.
Yeah.
And that stuff is hellish hot. I mean, really bad. To the point that you have one, and you're like, I don't know that I can go on.
Mm-hmm.
But then, if you're committed, like you're all in. Now, Ely, you did it while pledging, so
Yeah.
there was a certain level of like,
You didn't have a choice.
I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah.
The first time I did the Sharkies 911 challenge, I was just a freshman in college.
Is it one of those ones you got to sign a waiver?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You sign a waiver and you've got a dozen wings and you've got a certain amount of time. I've never experienced pain like that, but there is a point where you hit a threshold.
It doesn't get worse.
It doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
But you do keep prolonging it every time you take another one of those things to your mouth. And it's like, you just know, okay, I'm going to stay in this level of absolute pain. Like I've hit my threshold.
Yeah.
It can't get any worse. But I'm going to do this for another 15 minutes. And that's what it comes down to, intestinal fortitude.
Yeah.
Like it's just how much can you stick it out? Because you're just saying, okay, I'm going to continually getting this thing stabbed in my hand over and over is basically.
Yeah, and there's going to be snot in all of my chicken wings. And
Yeah.
It's all good.
But I got through it.
Yeah.
You got through it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done
Got
it.
your picture on the wall?
You get a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
You get a T-shirt.
So it's not so hard that most people don't finish.
Most people don't finish.
Just I'm talking to two exceptional athletes that
Yes.
fought through it.
But you knew that already.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, one.
The worst part about that challenge was the next day.
Oh.
Coming out.
I remember I was in my
I don't
dorm
mind
room.
that shit. I just chill on the toilet and shit fire. What's the big deal?
I remember I was in my dorm room and I went in like my bathroom and I pooped like a nugget and I was like, oh, the fire that came out. I stopped pooping at that moment and I left and I went down to the communal dorm bathroom because I didn't want to be, I wanted to have the most space possible. I didn't want to be anywhere near, like, because in our dorm, you had your suite, ensuite bathroom.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
2 rooms shared it. So, nobody used the public bathroom.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if I start crying or something, like, I want to be where nobody can hear me. Not my suite mates, not my
If
roommate.
I black out and fall off the toilet for 5 minutes, I want to lay on that cold tile and recoup.
Yeah, like, I want to have
Exactly.
some alone time.
Yeah.
So, I actually went to a public restroom for alone time.
Yeah.
Because it was literally crap and fire.
Yeah.
It was awful. I remember I kept wadding up toilet paper and like getting it wet and sticking it in between my cheeks, like walking around like that. And I walked back to my room and then got a freshie, wadded it up. It was horrible. If I had milk to put on the toilet paper, I would have. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, again, I love hot food, but there's a point where it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It wasn't enjoyable, but I would do it again. That's the weirdness of, like, if somebody challenged me.
You just reminded me, I watched a few months ago a Netflix show, and I can't remember the name of it. It was like a 6-episode, 10-episode show where they talked about different competitions they do in different countries. One of them was the cheese wheel down the hill thing, and they followed
That's
the
crazy.
champions.
Hold on,
And-
what's the cheese wheel down the hill?
You've never
Dude.
seen this?
I'm not familiar with this. Like, you just roll a cheese wheel
Dude,
down the hill?
there's this.
Or you get in a cheese
You've never
wheel?
seen the people running down the hill and they can't keep their feet and they lose it?
What?
I'll have-
I've seen people run down a hill and fall over.
I'll have to look
I don't
at-
understand how
I'll
the
have to
cheese
look
wheel's
at
involved.
They're all racing to the bottom.
You
name of
race
the-
a cheese wheel?
Name of the show, We Are the Champions on Netflix. So this one town, this one small town in some country in Europe. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, where they make cheese in this town, and they take a wheel, and they have this big ass hill, and every year they do a men's version and a women's version, and everybody lines up at the top. They roll that bitch down the hill, and whoever gets down and it stops, and whoever gets to the wheel first wins. And it's no money or anything. It's just straight bragging rights, and people literally like
You don't
snap
even win the
arms.
cheese?
Yeah, you get to keep the wheel of cheese.
Yeah. All right.
But
it's
like,
brutal.
dude,
Really? Like
Oh,
people are getting
dude.
injured.
Oh fuck yeah!
left and right. Like, this hill is epic, dude.
It's just steep.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like running down a black diamond.
You can't.
Snow. Yeah, you can't.
But somebody always does.
Yeah, well, yeah. Mostly it's a controlled fall. Like, they don't run. Like,
You're jumping, kind of like holding onto your.
Dude, you're flip flopping, falling, fucking rolling. Like,
So you're
it's
not
crazy.
disqualified if you fall and tumble. for a
No,
while. You
it's
just have to get to
whoever
the
gets
cheese.
from
It's the only way to get down.
It's whoever gets point A to
This
point
is
B
amazing.
first wins. And so one of these episodes, they're eating hot peppers. There's a competition where everybody gets on stage like a pie eating contest, but
Okay.
you eat a pepper. Then they give you a next hot pepper, and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And dude, watching these people, man, like,
They're just turning red.
and it's a small
crying.
community where they all know each other. Like, it's crazy. It's called We Are the Champions on Netflix. It's awesome. Check it out. Eli's pulling up the
Yeah,
cheese wheel
I
thing.
see Ely pulling something up. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of these people are really falling.
Yeah.
And when they fall, they don't stop falling. Like
No,
they're
they
tumbling
tumble.
for
Yeah,
you
quite
keep
a
going.
while. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, I don't even see the cheese.
Oh, it's already at the bottom.
Yeah.
They've gone through a whole. Okay, this doesn't go well. So basically, it's
No, it's
some
brutal.
of these people literally just go on their. That doesn't.
You
happen.
could break your neck, legitimately.
Yeah, you could die.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't get more than 3 steps in
Right
before you
you're tumbling.
absolutely
Yep.
tumble. And this, so in my mind, this was a gargantuan wheel of cheese, like a big. This is like something you could pick up at Kroger,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
This is not like a big.
Yeah, it's
wheel.
like a foot maybe around.
I just watched a dude break his skull so hard
Yeah,
that
you
his
do.
that his kids can't see anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. Yeah, a lot of these people will literally just sit on their butts and start rolling down, just sliding down
Yeah.
the hill, and then they accidentally get a foot in, and then it's
It's
Done.
over.
oh, people die.
Yeah. Must.
Oh, I just saw a guy who had to be only like 23 years old, and the way he was holding his back screams he'll never
He'll
walk
never be right.
again. Holy shnikes.
But yeah, check that out.
That's not pleasant at all. I
No.
dig that. But it was seriously that wheel of cheese was somewhere between 6 inches and a foot big
Yeah, it's
tops.
like, yeah, it's not that bad.
I was picturing like a gigantic wheel of
No,
cheese,
no.
like 5-6 feet,
No.
rolling, something that would be.
No, this is like legit old world style. Like, they make it in, like, they make that cheese in town, and like they make a specific one, and that's the race. I think the race is named after it and all that shit. Like, it's crazy.
Does this cheese have magical powers that'll heal bones?
Don't think so.
Then it's not a great deal. But I would do it. See, that's
But
the
it's
problem.
all bragging rights.
Yeah, and that's the. I would join. I would try it. I don't know if I'm already thinking, like, do I want cleats or do I want something that's a little more slippery? I don't know.
In the
You
show,
want
like,
cleats.
I don't know. I've seen some people try to hit the brakes and then they go,
Well, how do you think the brakes are going to work with flats?
I think I'd rather slide.
you don't want your cleat getting caught underneath you.
Yeah, I'm kind of. You know what I want? I want indoor soccer cleats. I want a little.
No,
cleat.
I want cleat.
Psh, let's do this.
I want to try to stop.
Yeah, and I want to have just a little give.
The winners don't try to stop. Like, they
Oh, I
just
know.
they just throw themselves.
Yeah, they're
down.
just and they're like
Yeah.
ragdolling down that
Yep.
hill.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, in the show they like follow like one dude who's like 3-time champion and a girl who's 2 trying to go for 3. Like,
And they're all cross-eyed in the
It's
interview.
like
and shit.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. This is lots of fun.
All right, ain't all the
Keyboard noise in the background.
yeah, they're in wheelchairs. They just shove them down the
Can't
hill.
wait till next year.
This is horrible. I love that.
Would you mind scratching my cheek?
Should not be laughing, but it's called.
It's
We
not
Are,
The one
funny.
on my face, I said.
check it out. We Are the Champions. Good show.
Oh my god, that reminds me of that Class Action Park. Did you ever see that one?
I heard the stories in.
Oh, is that the amusement park?
Is the water park that people were like literally dying, getting decapitated.
It was a water. It was an amusement park too. Like they had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, of course it's in Jersey. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they
to
had the
check
loop to
out.
loop where people would straight snap their necks on. Slide.
They were talking about how they put dummies to go down the loop de loop. So it's like this. It's a water slide that goes into a loop de loop, cement loop de loop.
No, I don't think it was cement. I think it was plastic, but still, like it doesn't matter.
You watch it. I don't know. It looked awfully cementy, at least leading into the loop de loop. I think the loop de loop was plastic of some sort, but it's like it's built like we built it.
Yeah.
And they would sit there. They put the first dummy down, and the dummy like exploded. And they were like,
"It's ready."
Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out. So like they kept tweaking it and tweaking. They don't have fucking engineers. They have guys like us going, "Well, you probably shouldn't be coming down as steep. Then let's slow it down." And like, so the dummies are getting just
put some gravel down there to slow them down.
And so
broken glass.
After a certain point, the dummies were like making it. So they paid the people who worked there. They were like, first one to pull it off gets $50, and all the kids are like, yeah! And so they run up and
that's awesome.
They show these kids just beat to crap, and like they're tweaking it now with real bodies. They're like, we got it close enough. The dummies aren't decapitating. Now let's start using humans.
Yeah, and
they're paying them $50.
Dude, there was a 10-year-old just a few years ago got decapitated on one of those water slides in I think it was Texas. It was one of those boats. It was a roller coaster, so it went up and down. And he was on the boat in the front with another couple ladies, I think. And like they went up the hill and they got airborne. They had like nets and protective stuff, but like took the kid's head off. Like, and he was a government official's kid. He was like 10 years old.
Oh, that's not the
and
dude.
can you imagine being the other two people
sitting
in
next
there,
to him? Yeah,
behind him, like just covered, like
in water.
Not good. Yeah, in water.
Yeah, warm water.
Warm water. It's not as cold as I
Taste
expected.
irony.
Oh, God.
Well, you know, at first you're like, "What the hell? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah,
Like,
you have no clue.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was on a ride when we were in, God, it had to have been middle school, and we used to go to the fair all the time at my middle school, and we were on one of those swing rides that go in a circle, you know.
Yeah.
But the ones where it's only one row of swings, not like a whole bunch.
Yeah, and basically it's just a bar that slides down a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're whipping out far and you're going fast, and all of a sudden, kid in front of me just spits out what looks to be water, just like he had a mouthful of water, just spit it out, and it goes flying past my shoulder. And I was like, how do you get a mouthful of water?
Right.
And then like I get off and I'm like, oh yeah, that was like, you don't initially go puke, you go, what the, like, it looked like water. He just spit them out. Why would he have a mouthful of water? And it's like, oh.
Dodged a bullet.
He threw up everywhere.
Do you remember, the Berserker?
Oh, yeah.
King's Dominion? I hate that ride.
I don't like rides in general, so.
I went on the Berserker in high school. It's like a senior thing. They bust us down. Let us go to King's Dominion. Big deal. And you know what? I'm proud of myself. I said down. That was accurate.
Yeah, it was.
You got that one
I got
right.
it right because I was like, oh no, they're gonna make fun of me, and then no one reacted. I was
We
like,
didn't correct you.
I think I'm right. That's a little win for
It's
me.
the little things.
+1. And I was riding the Berserker. I remember I was all locked in. I had that shoulder strap, that big chest that comes down and compresses you. And we were going up. And the Berserker, for those that don't know, it's a pirate ship. And it's one of those pirate ships that goes just on like a pendulum. And it swings back and forth. And then eventually it works its way up where it goes a full loop. But that's all it does. It's just a loop. It's just a circle. 360 degrees, but you work your way to 180.
And it pauses up top sometime for like,
yeah, because it's like
few
it doesn't have
seconds.
enough to get over, so it sits there. Well, right about that point where it's going up to pause, I hear this kink and my brace moved.
your shoulder harness.
Yeah, it came out. I was like, oh shit. And then the next time we go around, it pauses up and it goes kink, kink, kink. And it like completely came out. And I remember the guy next to me, I'm like, oh shit. And now I'm holding on to it. My back's no longer on the seat. I'm like hanging on. The kid next to me's got his arm out and he's holding me back. So now I'm basically being held in by my hands, no wrist straps, no gloves, and just Chris Puducarrero's arm. He's holding me there, and I get to ride the whole fucking ride now with that harness
halfway
out here where I could leave at any moment, and Chris holding me back, and it was terrifying. I've never been on the Berserker since, and every time I see one of those rides where it's just like a ship that goes back and forth, I'm like, no thank you. I want no part of that. I remember getting off and like we all ran up to the guy. We're like, that harness doesn't work. You know, a bunch of high school kids, like, we're losing our mind. Like, it's the biggest deal of the day. Like, that harness doesn't work. Someone almost died. They
Whatever. Exit to your right.
Yeah.
Next
Beat
group.
it, nerd. Yeah.
Exit towards Eiffel Tower. Have a great day at Paramount's Kings of Me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Next 5. Climb aboard.
Thanks for visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Get your pirate ship T-shirt
That's right.
on your way out.
We got a picture of you hanging on for dear life
That's
right
right.
there.
Yep.
I would have bought that. That would have been a dope picture to have.
Be good for your story.
They weren't. It would corroborate it.
Yeah.
They unfortunately don't take pictures. Not
Nah. Nope.
It was a bummer. But yeah, almost died that day. That was super fun. I was like, huh.
It's always a memorable day when you almost die.
Yeah, quite the thrill ride.
Yeah.
It's a little much for me. So, I made it though.
Yeah.
Still
You're here.
Yep. Still doing the podcast. Hey, if anybody wants a mortgage,
Coming up on 6 years.
doing a shout out, you should go over to Screen Door Mortgage. Not a plug that's paid for. Honestly, good experience. Holler at Jimmy. The rates are still good. They are going up though. Now is the time to reach out to Screen Door Mortgage. He gets you a quote. He'll beat any deal that you see out there, and he'll do you right. Not to mention a Yeti cup coming for you on the back end, which is pretty sweet. So look up Screen Door Mortgage, give him a call, talk to Jimmy. He'll help you out. If you haven't had a chance to rate or review, please do so. Wherever it is you get your podcast from, assuming they do rates and reviews. I had someone ask me the other day, how do I do it on Spotify? I said, bro, I don't know. Just do it.
I haven't listened to a Rogan since he went over there.
Really?
I don't know what I'm missing.
Literally, that adds up.
Am I missing anything?
I don't know. Ely would know.
It's the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like
Way more ads, though.
I feel like he wasn't doing nearly the type of interviews I liked. I feel like he went away from the comedians I liked and the smart people I liked.
Yeah, well, you just had Elon on.
That's pretty
I
good.
do like that.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a chance to send us any topics, please do so at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com or find us on our Facebook page. You can always find us on Twitter and Instagram at ITPH Podcast. Or shoot us over some Venmo money. We'll always
Hell
take
yeah.
it. Where's that, Troy?
At Inside the PalletHouse on Venmo.
That's the place. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?